So it's time to talk about the truck race at Pocono. From the get-go, Noah Gragson could not race because he got sick over the weekend. He tried to race, and he couldn't because he was not cleared to race. So Eric Jones would take over the 18. He had to go to the back. Other guys had to go to the back. You had Stuart Friesen and Brett Moffitt, even though Brett Moffitt was already in the back because he changed his engine. They did not risk going to qualify, which that's really smart for a team like that. It would not take Eric Jones and those guys very long to get to the front, as Eric would be up in about 10 laps in the top 10 already. That's impressive. I don't care what team you're on or how good of a driver you are, that's impressive. Unfortunately for Brett Moffitt would have issues with tire issues or something like that. Suspension issues, actually, on the left rear. And he would have to go behind the wall with 4 laps to go in the first stage. He would eventually return later. And then pit strategy took place in the stage. And some guys stayed out while Kyle Busch and other drivers decided to come to pit road. I don't remember who won the first stage. I don't remember who won the first stage. Sorry. Trying to think right now. Who won the first stage? Oh, Todd Gillen won the first stage. Todd Gillen won the first stage. My apologies. Sorry about that. Anyway, those guys would pit while guys like Kyle Busch and people that already pitted decided to stay out. This will work out for them in the end. Then later on the second stage, Kyle Busch and Eric Jones and Todd Gillen will come to pit road, while guys like Stuart Friesen, among others, would decide to stay out. And Stuart Friesen would go on to win the second stage. The final stage gets a little interesting as we head to the end of the race. So, Kyle Busch up front, Eric Jones, Todd Gillen, Joe Nemechek, and Maya Snyder are all up front, while guys like Stuart Friesen, Ben Rhodes, Cody Coughlin, all those guys are farther back because they decided to stay out. Well, I thought Stuart might have had a chance to get up there, but he never had a chance to get up there. I'm just going to point that out. He did get the 5th, though, before race over. But the battle for the win was interesting because Eric Jones was as far as 2 seconds back with about 19 laps to go. And he cut that gap with 10 to go. He caught Kyle Busch. They raced pretty good for a couple laps, but a lap car pretty much decided the race because Kyle was able to sort off going into the corner, and Kyle Busch would be able to hold off Eric Jones, and he would get his 51st win, and he would tie, and now he has tied Ron Hornaday Jr. on the all-times wins list in the Truck Series. Now, I'll be honest, I have my opinions of Cup guys racing in the Truck Series. Do I think the wins are unlogical? Yeah. Unlogical? Yeah. But I give him props for trying and actually winning those 51 races. I give him props. Let's go. I'll talk about some of the results as well. So Kyle Busch won. Eric Jones, great run for Eric Jones. He can learn this for tomorrow's race at Pocono in the Cup Series. Good for Eric. Third place, Dalton Sargent. Dalton Sargent overall had a fantastic run. He deserves the run he had today. Good to maybe build momentum and even maybe get him a win before the playoffs and put himself in the top 8 in the points. Stuart Friesen finished 4th. He recovered, I would say, really well to finish 4th. I mean, he didn't recover, but he was able to go from about 9th to 4th in about 20 laps. That's pretty good, especially on fresh tires, and it's hard at Pocono to do it on fresh tires. So that's good for him. Also, shout out to Joe Nemechek. I know that Joe Nemechek I know that Joe finished 9th, but you got to give him props for actually trying to do really well this afternoon. He was in the top 3 in 3rd at one point. Just unfortunately, it backfired, and he would end up finishing 9th. Yeah, I thought the race was probably a 7 out of 10 for a truck race. For a regular race, I give it a 9 out of 10, but for a truck race, it goes down to a 7. So yeah, that's all I got to say about this race. Thank you guys for watching this, and I'll see you guys later for the review of the Xfinity race at Iowa.